Welcome to the channel, guys. My name is Jess. So Bitcoin has seen yet another rejection from $120,000, this time causing a market-wide tumble. We could be seeing a little bit more bearish price action from Bitcoin today, but there is a short time frame structure developing in the charts that could suggest the turning point for Bitcoin as well as the new all-time high. We'll be diving into the charts today, going over everything you need to be watching out for, including trigger points, invalidations, and horizontals. Let's get into it. As always, before we dive in, make sure you guys smash that like button and subscribe to the channel to get regular Bitcoin analysis every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, and sign up to my free Telegram for more regular Bitcoin updates. If you're a trader and you're interested in joining my VIP trading channel, be sure to message me down below on Telegram. VIP gives you exclusive access to my personal trading setups with exact entry points, targets, and stop losses. Alrighty, guys, so diving into the charts, we can see here pretty clearly that the recent consolidation from Bitcoin has definitely continued. We're still very much traveling within this range here, starting from $116,000 to $117,000, our level of support, as well as this horizontal level of resistance right at the top there at $120,000. And so far over the last couple of weeks, we've just been experiencing this sort of up and down price action as we consolidate and figure out whether or not we are either going to lose support, thereby triggering a breakdown on the higher time frame to potentially the 50 EMA here, filling this volume gap, or above resistance, finally pushing above 120,000, potentially retapping 124 and re-entering price discovery. Now, the segment of consolidation has, for the most part, been pretty bullish, as we've been able to compare it to this prior segment down here, from 112 to 99 to $100,000, right? Where we had this sort of horizontal zone here, this level here at 102 being our base of support, 110 being our level of resistance, with 2 deviation points, right? Very similar to what we're seeing in our current period of consolidation, where we have a horizontal base of support at 116, horizontal resistance at 120, and 2 deviations. And looking at the fractal analysis, we can see over here we had a bullish breakout, right? And generally speaking, horizontal consolidations or parallel channels do lead to a continuation of the prior trend. So in this case, we entered into the structure from the bottom side up, and so therefore from that analysis alone, we should be experiencing a bullish break of 120,000 at some point. Now, before we get into any more analysis, guys, let's really quickly touch on one of the most important parts of being a successful trader, and that's managing your trading fees. So BTC has partnered with me to help you guys out and give you 15% off all of your trading fees. So if you'd like to support the channel and you're still really looking for a great non-KYC exchange with lots of listings, high liquidity, and security, BTC is definitely a great one to check out. And as a thank you for signing up under my affiliate code, you can get 10% off your VIP membership if you message me your membership number when you check out your VIP membership. Thanks. Let's get back into the charts. Now, the issue mostly arises with the fact that fractals don't always play out the exact same way every single time. While history often rhymes, it doesn't exactly repeat. And fractal analysis isn't always the strongest as well, right? Just because it happened once in a recent segment of price action and we can see similar patterns and similar structures developing doesn't necessarily mean that we are going to see the exact same thing happen right now. And so the concern still remains that with the more times we retest this level of support right here at 116 to 17,000, and even this sell side liquidity at 115K, there is a higher potential that we absorb this buying wall that exists here, the support that exists at this level, and at some point trigger the breakdown by finally breaking through that level, and also right here at the 200 EMA, right? So currently we're seeing a little bit of a move past the 50 EMA. We're testing that level here on the 4-hour chart as a base of support right now, and falling below the 50 EMA, we can probably expect a move to at least retest support, 15K, and then that 200 EMA as well. Now, also we can see across the market that the recent corrections from Bitcoin from 120K resistance, this one right here, as well as our most recent one, has also caused some corrections in the altcoin market as well, which is similarly facing a massive level of resistance, starting from 1.05 to $1.1 trillion. And so essentially all of this shapes up to contextualize the position of the market right now being quite precarious. We're against a huge level of resistance, and the consolidation that we see here against that level of resistance is therefore really important because it's going to determine and preemptively allow us to predict or analyze whether or not we're going to see an eventual breakout or breakdown. And also, how low can Bitcoin potentially go before we see a turning point in the price action where it begins to actually flip bearish as opposed to what we would sort of define as a neutral territory right now. And so let's take a better look at the 4-hour chart and talk about this structure that has been developing as we consolidate between $117,000 and $120,000. So with the consistent print of lower lows here on the price action as well as lower highs and the most recent retest of 120K and rejection, we've been able to map out a descending channel structure. Now these structures are generally bullish. They are mapping out a period of accumulation leading to eventually what should be more likely to be a breakout. And the measured move of the channel is the height of the flag, taking us all the way up to $125,000, which would be a new all-time high for Bitcoin. So essentially what this tells us, right, is that while we're in this chop zone, our neutral territory, while we might see deviation lows, a push below 115.3K and potentially even our sell-side liquidity over here as we tap the base of the channel, while this channel remains respected, the more likely scenario should be a bounce and therefore continuation to once again retest the top there at $120,000 and finally pushing above that level of resistance, we should see a breakout. Now, while the structure is a great way to map out where the price action becomes distinctively bearish, being the invalidation of the structure, we still want to see the horizontal levels respected on the top side to map out a breakout, right? We look at horizontals and structures as well as momentum. So even though we might see a breakout from the upper trend line over here, we're still looking for clearance above $120,000 to actually map out the breakout over here. Otherwise, we risk a potential, let me draw it out over here. We risk a potential breakout from the structure and rejection from horizontal resistance and a failure to break, right? And that would, of course, invalidate this entire sort of bullish consolidation that we're mapping out here with that structure and lead to a bearish continuation instead. So as always, look for those change of character levels as well. But on the bottom side, with this structural support that we have here on this lower trend line, it means that Bitcoin can potentially go down to 114K and still be within our neutral to bullish territory despite clearing below sell-side liquidity. So it's something really important to note out as we continue to chop within these levels. So in terms of triggering a bearish analysis then, or bearish continuation and the breakdown from this entire period of consolidation, we're not just looking for this horizontal level at 114.7 and 115K support, we're also looking at the base of our structure. If Bitcoin travels downwards and we don't lose the structure, there is still a potential for reversal. But otherwise, closing below there, invalidating what we've mapped out here on this chart, as well as the 200 EMA, we can sort of confirm much more confidently that the move downwards is going to continue on the higher time frame, taking us to 113.5 thousand, the next change of character level at 112, and then $110,000, the next available level support, and so on and so forth. Alrighty guys, that is a wrap on today's analysis. Thank you for tuning in for another episode. If you enjoyed it or you learned something, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel to get regular Bitcoin analysis every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And sign up to my free Telegram for more regular Bitcoin updates. If you're a trader and you're interested in joining my VIP trading channel, be sure to message me down below on Telegram. VIP gives you exclusive access to my personal trading setups with exact entry points, targets, and stop losses. And sign up down below to beat you next to get 15% off your trading fees as well. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.